Welcome back to another episode, guys. My name's Kale, for those of you that don't know. And this is where I do my stuff in this monstrosity of a garage. Anyways, this episode, we're going to go over how I got to this. Here we go. All right, so it's Saturday. We made a little run to Kissimmee and picked up a new toy new truck. As most of you guys know and saw in that last video, or the ones that didn't know, we had a little wreck, totaled out the Durango. So I ended up finding me I guess you want to call it a baby Duramax. Got me a little so that way we can tow with the truck, or tow with it to take the truck once we get it to that point. Kind of getting ahead of myself, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. But yeah, I got about a 4-hour drive back. We're gonna get back up there and then we are gonna get going on the hard body. All right, so it's Sunday morning. Let me give a little more insight into what I got. I got a Colorado with the 2.8 Duramax in it. Can't complain. It drove fantastic on the way back up here from hadn't had any issues. That's probably what I need. Something that I don't have to work on all the time, since I've got the hard body and the Blazer, which, as you can see, the Blazer sitting there. Plan right now is to get it a little better runnable, or running, however you want to word it, able to run it a little better. I got a fuel filter, a couple of other stuff or parts that are going on at a water pump, and again, got to go back to the body work, get those front wheels fixed because one of them I bent. But once we get all that stuff done, we're going to try to get it in primer, and we're going to get it gone. We're going to take it up to Braxton since he doesn't have a vehicle at the moment. Plan right now, we're going to come back in. Those right there, they overhang. I got to get those out of the way so that I can get the axle pulled all the way forward like I need it. Once we get going on that, or get those off, butt that up against there, we're gonna get these link bars set up. Hopefully we can get the at least get the bottom one set for today. We might even get into the top ones. Let's see what happens.
I did it.
Thick wire trying to weld on the sheet metal instead of taking the stuff out and putting it on there. So what I've got going on here, so you can see, not pretty, but you guys saw I was grinding that off. I'm gonna come back with a flat disc, smooth that out. This had a little support between it. I knocked that out. I'm cutting that one out, and I got most of that cut off. So I'm gonna keep working on this. Eddie's gonna work on sheet metal, and I'll show you some more stuff here in a second. I didn't make the same mistake this time I did last time.
What?
The videoing. I didn't look through the, or look over it this time while you were welding.
Yeah, don't do that.
So as you can tell, he's doing the inside of the seat rail. I'm still working on the rear end. Eventually I'll get there. All right, so we got it in there. The grinding sucked. A lot of grinding. Those saddles, I guess you want to call them. It's almost 40-year-old welds. Man, those things are in there good. Robots doing it. Japanese robots. Anyways, so the axle in there. We've got the we got it kind of where we think we're gonna put it. I think what we're going to take and do now, we're going to measure from the front of the bed to the center of the wheel well to figure out what we need to make sure that we got the axle centered up. Yeah. When we start getting everything in place, I'm going to time lapse it and get us get you guys to where you're seeing what's going on. So, word of advice. I got hit in the face with a grinding cutoff wheel. It exploded on me. We're iPro. You guys have seen me do it. So right now, let me get this. It's in the back. We don't have to worry about that. We were able to use the factory one, or the factory ones, the ones that Eddie had on there originally. Now we're just trying to get the bag mount set up so that we can get the bag plate in place. So we can start mocking all this stuff up so that we can tack that in to make sure it's all good. It's been an exciteful couple of hours to get all this stuff to this point. Yeah, we'll set you up in time lapse. I keep saying it and I haven't done it yet, but eventually we'll get it set up and you guys can see some more of what's going on. We're going to see if this is going to work. Let's get, tacking the lower in place.
Hit one side and jump on the inside so it doesn't.
Jump out on the inside here?
Yeah.
Hold on. What? Yeah, that
Good, sorry.
It's this other one that. Ow, that was my ear. Odd angle to hit this bottom one. I'm going to love running the beat on this one. Alright, so you guys saw where Eddie was cutting the tabs. Basically, we got them all in there. We got that set up. We got the bag there to make sure that we're good. Let me walk around here so you guys can see. You see, I got good clearance on it. The good thing about those slam bags, they're not going to balloon out or anything. So, lower bars are set. It has significantly dropped in temperature in the last couple of hours. Like, it's cold for North Florida. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night. I need to go in and get some stuff done inside. And then may get back out here in the next few days. Depends on how cold and everything it gets over the next 2 or 3 days. Most of you guys will see that. Or see how the weather is. So yeah, I'm going to get off here and we'll get back out here in a couple of days and work on this upper. All right, Sunday, and we are working on the upper link bars. This is the Sunday after the last thing you guys saw with the lower bars. there. We've been fighting for like 2 hours on this Johnny joint to get to the point of, flip this around. It's in. We're fighting to get the snap ring in. Once we get that in, we're going to get the upper bars and go with it from there. Hopefully we'll have a Wishbone in this afternoon. All right, so as you can see, we have stuff in here. It is not final by any means. Eddie's measuring out the front tabs for this cross member. These will have to be cut down also a little bit to kind of get us where we need to be at. But yeah, I mean, it's at least mocked up for now. By the way, anybody that's ever done a Johnny joint, props to you, because that sucked. So anybody that's ever put a 5-lug Toyota axle in here, obviously we know this is from an 88. So I'm sure you can see right there, it goes from 2.5 to 3 inch, and my tabs are 2.5. So we're gonna have to take and cut the inside ones on both sides open so we can drop those down and so that they'll fit correctly. But I mean, you can see the mark, that's the center. We're getting there. Zip tie that up. At least they'll get a simulation of what's going on. Come in. Hi. Come in. Okay. That does run. You hold that one for me. Yep. All right, so basically we're just dummying up the axle for the moment to see what's going to happen. It's a big dummy. Zip ties fix everything. At least in this case it does. Maybe. And at least it'll hold it there. Give us an idea of how it cycles. All right, so we're going to cycle this and see how it does. Yep, that's not what I wanted to see. It tilted up though.
It did tilt up.
Well, hell.
It is on the ground though.
Yeah, but
Granted,
that is going to be an issue.
that axle's gonna roll.
Yeah, because of the link bars.
Yeah, it's gonna roll. But that.
We're going to figure this out. So this whole back piece of this truck seems like it's just been do what you can do to make it work. We had to get creative with making that Johnny joint work. We had to get creative with the lower link bars, which actually worked out real well, better than I anticipated it. And like I was saying a minute ago, with the tabs, or with the axle, the outside of this is 2.5 and it goes up to 3. So I have 2.5 inch tabs. I have to make them work. So what you guys just saw was me cleaning that up. It's not pretty, but give me a second. Anyways, back to what I was saying. It wasn't pretty, but for what I need it to do, it works. Get this other side in. Let me flip this around. You can see, yeah, it hangs over on that end, but it's in there. My other side, which is my 2.5 inch side, is in there, and I've got this marked out. That's what I'm getting ready to cut off to basically replace that one. I could have easily just said, "Hey Keith, this is what it is." I didn't know. I thought it was all 2.5 all the way across. Even Eddie, who's a diehard Toyota guy, thought that this was 2-inch all the way across, and it wasn't until we got these here and we're looking at it that we realized, uh-oh, we messed up. So I'm gonna work on getting this other one done since I already showed you this first side, and then I am going to clean up the axle where these are gonna go. I'll show you guys that, and we're gonna tack them in. We're not gonna burn them in yet, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so where we are right now, you can tell I got the stuff cleaned up. We've got these tabs ready to go. Give me. All right. We got those right where they need to be at. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tack in one side, tack the other. Normally, I would say you need to tack in each side, at least 2. I'm not going to do that on this because inevitably, if I need to adjust it, left, right, whatever, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to get a grinder wherever I'm going to be at. So I'm going to do this right one. So first, let me get this over here. We'll get it set up. Okay. Alright. Take this nut off. So what I'm doing, instead of on off with the nylocks and messing up the inside of the nylon piece, I've got one from the triangulation kit that I had from Rode Fab that's the same size. I'm just basically putting it on, getting it snugged up by hand. That way everything's tight where it should be, and easy peasy. So let's get this side. Happy with it. We got a 4-link and a hard body with a Toyota axle. Man, it's hard to believe that I'm doing it. So let me get this stuff turned off. Turn that off. All right, so like I said, I've got that stuff turned off. Come back here. Man, oh man. It's a long video. Well, it may be. I haven't even got a chance to see yet. But we got the link bars in. As you can see, I've already got the bag mount. It's not there. It's just sitting there with the I don't know. I can't even think what the name of the thing is. Simulator, or it's basically a mock bag. There we go. We got that there. I think what I'm going to end up doing, instead of using the torsion bar plates for that, I'm going to end up doing a bag or a cup with some DOM, getting some tubing, kind of showing with all that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I got to get this monstrosity of a garage cleaned up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.